Hi family, today I thought I would teach you how to start your first Commonplace book. This video should be pretty quick, so grab a pen and paper and let's get into it. Here's mine. What we're going to do first is build a curriculum. The curriculum is going to be the basis of your common book and the basis of your learning. So the first thing I want you to do is write a list of your hobbies and interests, whatever they are. So for me, it's craft, cooking, reading, documentaries, and what else do I like? Just being in nature. From here, after we've written our hobbies and interests, I want you to write a list of the things that you want to learn. Really have a think about it. Think about the things that you always wish you had time to learn, whether it's a language, about art history, mythology, literature, whatever it is, write it down. So for me, it's definitely literature because I love to read. Art. Dinosaurs, because who doesn't love dinosaurs? What else do I like? Etymology. And entomology. From here, we are going to build our curriculum. And by that, I mean these are going to be part of our index and are going to become the basis of our commonplace. Obviously, as we get used to commonplacing, we're going to add more things that we like to learn, but this should be enough to get us started. So from here, I like to break it down further. So say one of my headings is literature. The reason I break it down further is to make sure that I've always got something to write about. So from literature, I'm going to think about the authors that I enjoy reading. So it would be David Eddings, Brandon Sanderson, Isabel Carmody, these are going to become the topics in our commonplace, and I'll show you what I mean. I keep all my commonplace topics in my brain. Here we are. So for example, one of my topics is history. So some of the things I want to learn about is medieval history, feudal Japan, Romania, China's female emperor, and the Aztec Empire. Now, if you come and you have a look at my commonplace, you will see that history is one of my indexed topics, as well as mythology, Egyptology, architecture, and folklore, right? The reason I've written a second list, as I said before, is to make sure I've always got something to write about. Because sometimes I want to write, but I don't know what to write about. When I have a list, I have something to look back on and go off. I choose to use another book to write everything in because this is basically my brain and where I keep all the open tabs that I've got. I've talked about this before. However, to make it easier for yourself, I recommend taking the last couple of pages in your commonplace book and using this to write your topics of interest. And as you're out and about and inspiration strikes, obviously there's going to be more topics of interest that come up for you. So just come home and write them down so you've got them for when you want to actually be commonplacing. My commonplace book is very much a knowledge journal. I like to learn. I like to learn for the sake of learning. So I enjoy, this kind of thing. Whereas your commonplace may be gardening, quotes that you like, literature. It can be absolutely anything that you enjoy. There is no rules and it's 100% yours. The reason I have the little ampersand here is because at the moment I'm very interested in these topics, but I know that as the year goes on, I'm going to want to add more. And because I want to add more, I want the space for my index, right? So what I suggest you do is write your index, leave a page. If you decide that in the end you're not going to add more to your index, that's fine. Fill it with some commonplacing. But if not, you've always got a little bit of a buffer just in case things change for you and you want to add more to it. I know that now I want to add etymology, entomology, and literature on this side. And so on this side, I'll just do another sticker collage. Here I'll put 26 because that's the year I've started this Commonplace. And here I'll put the year that I've actually finished it, which hopefully will be this year, but I can't make any promises. So once we've done that, we pick the topic that we want to learn about and we research it. My next topic is going to be the author David Eddings. I like to hop on the internet and do a little bit of research. I'll use Wikipedia. I'm not ashamed of it. You can use the internet. You can use encyclopedias. I also like to go to op shops and thrift stores and buy old student textbooks because I'll take the information from them and then I'll chop them up and use the images. And once my research is done, then I go forward and on to the next stage, which is start to plan my page. I like my pages to look like a textbook because for me this is a knowledge journal, but then again, of course, if you're going to write recipes or observations, it's going to look different. It's going to be 100% yours, so your creativity can run wild, right? Have a look online. There's always so many examples of the way people commonplace, and some of them are absolutely stunning. They're works of art. You can do that if you want, or you can have it simple like I choose to have it. So I've got my pages, and if I ever get to the end, you'll see that when we finally find the page I'm looking for. Okay, so this is going to be my next page, and it's blank, and suddenly it's overwhelming. And I think this is where a lot of people get stuck. They see the blank page and they don't know what to do next. So I'm going to make it easy for you. Here's one I prepared earlier. This is how I make my pages less overwhelming. I add my ephemera, I add my art, I add my stickers, I add whatever I want to add on that page in regards to that topic. I'll get pictures online and I'll print them and stick them. I'll use sticker books, which I've spoken about before, and these are fantastic, especially a great way to draw inspiration for your commonplacing. I'm not much of a drawer, but I have in the past drawn in my commonplace somewhere. I don't know where. I'll find it. Maybe not. But I have in the past drawn in my commonplace if, you know, the inspiration strikes. This is 100% my book. It is full of mistakes, and I am okay with that because I'm not perfect as a person, and I certainly don't want my commonplace book to be perfect. So you know what? If you make mistakes, don't worry about it. It is what it is. Once my page is laid out, suddenly it doesn't look so overwhelming. And I think to myself, oh, maybe I haven't got enough room to write what I want. Here's a spoiler. It's always enough room to write what you want, okay? So we've gotten this, and we go and we write our information about David Eddings, who's the author that I'm choosing to write about next, right? And then after you're done, your page will look something like this. And that's it. You've done it. You have completed your first commonplace page in your commonplace book. You have started. That's as hard as it is, I promise you. I think the hardest part is starting. That's why I say list your hobbies and your interests, list the things you want to learn, and build a curriculum from there. And everybody's is going to be different because it's personal to you. And you don't need to show anybody. You can write whatever you want in here. Some people use it as a diary, as a family book. That's fine. It's completely personal to what you want it to be. I have a friend who writes about her family and hers, and that's all it is. It's everybody's details and how things have changed. That's fine. I have a friend who likes to write quotes and recipes. That's okay too. That's what she chooses to write in hers. I like to learn for the sake of learning. I'm a nerd, and I enjoy learning, so I use mine as a knowledge journal, and that's okay. So now that you've got the basics of commonplacing and how to start, you need to just start. Don't be afraid. Find a book that suits you. If an A4 or an A5, which this is an A5, is too big to start, go with an A6. If an A6 is too chunky and you want to start small, this is 48 pages. Start small. This is again a Midori. It comes in lined, it comes in grid, it comes in dot. Just find one that suits you and get going. Don't be afraid. I promise you, once you start, you are going to enjoy it. As always, if you have any questions, please comment. I'm always happy to answer your questions. I always make an effort to reply to everybody. Just don't be afraid. I'm telling you, whatever you do, just don't be afraid. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope inspiration strikes you today and you start your first Commonplace book. If you have any questions again, make sure you ask me. I will answer. Take care. Have the most wonderful week. See you later, guys.